5 weeks before the 1960 presidential election, Troy hosted not one, but two visits from the Democratic and Republican nominees for the White House, then Senator John F. Kennedy from Massachusetts, and then Vice President Richard Nixon, who was running to succeed his boss, President Dwight Eisenhower. Both candidates made campaign stops in Troy's iconic Monument Square, just 24 hours apart from one another, which is really fascinating. And we were able to track down copies of their respective remarks, which are available through some of the presidential libraries, which I thought was great. Senator Kennedy delivered a very short stump speech, standing at the corner of First and Broadway. And there's this one iconic photo of the moment JFK, he's standing atop the trunk of a campaign vehicle speaking to a packed crowd of supporters and onlookers. They're boxed in by these two large buses, and it's set against these historic buildings surrounding Monument Square. And the iconic approach staircase is leading up to the RPI campus is sort of visible off in the distance through the fog. It's a really great photo. The transcript of the remarks, it's very short. It reads like a traditional stump speech. But Cody, I'm curious, sort of on your take, if you had any take on JFK's remarks that day.
Yeah, both that one and the other one that we'll talk about were stylistically so different and interesting, and stylistically so different from the way Obama came and spoke that day. I mean, Kennedy's was probably, I didn't count the words, but probably 1/30th the length of, no, not that, maybe 1/20th the length of Obama's, but holy smokes. It was so short, and he really doesn't mince words. He just gets into it. It almost made me think he had like 20 stops to make that day stumping. He gave one local shout out to O'Brien, right? He was like, Kennedy and O'Brien, just keep, a good shout to all the Irish people in town must have lost their minds. And then he just kind of immediately vaults into, and it was weird for him too, because he almost sort of abandons the live audience to just go right into a stump speech about, big things, the state of the world, the Cold War, what America stands for. And it was almost jarring as to like how quickly he goes straight from O'Brien into like, listen, we're engaged in a great struggle. Um, but I also respect it. Like, there wasn't a whole page of handshaking. Yeah, I'm a busy man. I got to win this election. Let's get going. I kind of wish we could do that more often. I had no problem writing short. The biggest violator of keeping things short was Barack Obama himself.